And what is going on, everybody? So right now we have a developing story involving the Jaguars that is actually pretty significant. It was reported today that, actually not really reported today, but it was kind of brought more severity today. But Trevor Lawrence, since Sunday, has been dealing with an injury to his non-throwing shoulder, and it's a situation that they're monitoring him, and he could very well need surgery. And if he does need, or if he does wind up just opting for surgery, there's a very real chance the 2024 season could be over with 8 games left. I know a lot of us were kind of curious when yesterday the Jaguars signed CJ Beathard off of the Miami Dolphins practice squad. And now, of course, Mac Jones is also, the Jaguars' backup quarterback. So there's 3 quarterbacks on the roster right now. But you really wonder what's going to happen. Now, at this point in the season, there's really like 2 types of Jags fans. The Jaguars are 2-7 right now. So at this point, season's done. You still have games left, but there's no shot at really that the Jaguars are going to go on some 8-game run, get into the playoffs at 10-7. And somehow make a run. I mean, we all know from watching this Jaguar team that's not going to happen. If the Jaguars go 4-4 down the stretch, you're left with a 6-11 football team. You know what I mean? So we're done. Put a fork in us. We're over. So there's a kind of Jaguar fans that are going to opt to not watch any more Jaguars games. There's going to be fans like me that will continue to watch games. And with that said, if you are a fan that watches these games going forward, I can't judge you based on any way you want to watch these games, okay? If you are a fan that wants the Jaguars to lose the rest of their games, that is fine. It doesn't make you any less of a fan. If you are a fan that wants the Jaguars to win the rest of their games, that is your option. You can do whatever you want, okay? And I know my plan since, a week or 2 ago was, honestly, I want the Jaguars to win, but I want the Jaguars to win because of our young players and Trevor Lawrence. And look, I'm a Trevor Lawrence truther. There's no denying that. And I know that drives some people crazy. Oh my God, UCF, how can you sit here and defend Trevor Lawrence all the time? And look, here's the thing, guys. I have my own opinion about Trevor Lawrence. But I'm not a football expert, okay? I am making this video in my car at my 9-to-5 job, okay? I am a fan of the Jaguars. I'm not an expert. And for me, in my unexpert eye, I believe that Trevor Lawrence is the franchise quarterback of this team, okay? I have the right to my opinion, and you guys have the right to your opinion. So I'm going to say my opinion about him, and you guys don't take it as fact. You guys just take it as, okay, this is his opinion, okay? And my opinion was that, look, with Trevor Lawrence being the answer, I want to win games because of Trevor Lawrence and our young players, I don't want to win games because, Mac Jones is throwing game-winning throws to Dearness Johnson to all of a sudden beat the New York Jets or whatever other bad team that we play left. But look, obviously 8 games left. I'll still cheer for this team, but man, with Trevor Lawrence potentially out, it's going to be a lot harder to honestly watch the Jaguars because, and I really wonder what Trevor Lawrence has decided to do, because we are a rudderless ship right now of a team. We have a defensive coordinator that's, quite frankly, a complete idiot the way he calls this defense. No other defensive coordinator does it, and he's certainly not being a great trailblazer for how bad this defense is with the way he calls the defense. We have a head coach in Doug Peterson that has seemingly just given up. It doesn't even look like he cares anymore. And we have, basically, I saw someone put this on Twitter, and it's a very interesting way to put it. It's almost like the Jaguars are an AAU basketball team. It's like there's plenty of talent on this team, but they just go out there and they don't look like there's any chemistry on the team, okay? It just looks like a bunch of really good players that just go out there and play together without practice. And that's kind of how AAU basketball teams work. It's just a bunch of really good players. They play on the weekend without any practice, and they just don't have any chemistry. That's almost like the way the Jaguars are. And, we've said so many times that coaching is terrible, and really with this team, it's like it's top down. You know what I mean? We all, I think as Jaguar fans, we collectively hate Trent Baalke. You know, there's a lot of takes on this team. There's a lot of takes on, you know, whether or not the fans like Trevor Lawrence. There's a lot of, blame on, like, how much does Press Taylor get? Is he really the big issue, or is the issue more of, like, Doug Peterson? Whatever. I think Jaguar fans in unison can believe that Trent Baalke needs to go, okay? Top down, Trent Baalke needs to go. Doug Peterson needs to go within the rest. And I know right now it's crazy when you look at it. I haven't seen a more sought-after non-retread head coach out there than Ben Johnson. Everybody wants Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their head coach. And I know Adam Schefter reported today that he's going to be very, very selective. There's a good chance that he's not going to interview for jobs just to interview for jobs. He's basically probably going to go to a team, have an interview, but that interview is basically going to be almost like when Peyton Manning was out there, kind of in free agency. The Broncos were surprised because it was like, look, this wasn't necessarily Peyton Manning, or this wasn't us basically interviewing Peyton Manning. This is Peyton Manning interviewing us to see if we're fit for him. That's basically going to be like Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, everybody wants him. The Bears are going to want him. The Jets are going to want him. The Jaguars, Cincinnati, a bunch of teams are going to want him, but he's going to have his list of priorities, and it's impossible to know what his list of priorities are. You know what I mean? And I know, from the outside looking in, I think the Jaguars' job is pretty attractive. Of course, that's if you don't want to play for a big market. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys, they're probably going to throw a lot of money on him. And we can't do anything about that. We can't do anything about the fact that we are a small market. But there's also a level of, like, you want to play for a good owner, okay? And I've said a lot of times, I do think that Shad Khan is a good owner from the aspect of, like, he's going to give the GM and the head coach tools and money to be able to form the roster they want, and to be able to, and to be able to just give them the tools to succeed. When Urban Meyer came in here, Urban Meyer said, yeah, I'll take the Jaguars job, but you need to build a state-of-the-art practice facility. What did he do? He went out there and spent, $100 to $200 million of his own money to build that. I don't know exactly how much it cost, but, like, he made that happen for the head coach. When Trent Baalke wants to go out here and waste money on, Eric Armstead and Darnell Savage and Ronald Darby, he'll give them the money to go out there and do it. We've seen him have record-breaking free agent classes when it comes to guaranteed money given out. So there's that, and he's also not a meddling owner. Like, does Ben Johnson want to play with a guy, like, coach with a guy like Jerry Jones, who wants his own fingers and everything all over the roster? How about Woody Johnson, who basically tells the GM, okay, you're going to go out there, you're going to trade for Devontae Adams. Okay, you're going to go out there and you are going to, Hassan Reddick is going to play. We're going to go out there and give him money. Obviously, Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper is a notoriously bad owner. He basically told the Carolina Panthers GM he wanted CJ Stroud, but he said, no, I want Bryce Young, and they went out there and got Bryce Young, and that is obviously working out for them terribly. So, at this point, I'm looking at a lot of things like, do I want the Jaguars to lose the rest of the games? Typically, tanking doesn't matter all that much if you have a quarterback, which I believe that we do, but also if you're going to clean everything out, yeah, give me the number 1 overall pick. Why not? Give me the number 1 overall pick. That makes the Jaguars' job so much more attractive. So when Ben Johnson takes a look at this situation, I have Trevor Lawrence, who's very similar to the quarterback that I just fixed in Jared Goff. There is an owner that's going to give me the tools to succeed. If I'm a small market guy, they are small markets, so I'm not going to get, the heat of the Dallas or the New York market on me. And Shad Khan at one point made Urban Meyer, I believe, made Urban Meyer the richest head coach behind Bill Belichick. Okay, so he's willing to, if Shad Khan wants Ben Johnson, Shad Khan will not be outbidded. Okay, he will get him. So if that is a priority to Ben Johnson, which Ben Johnson, he's turned down head coaching interviews and stuff before. He's going to wait for the right opportunity. And I really, really hope the Jaguars can, if he wants the Jaguars make it happen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, lots of stuff going on right now. I mean, I'll still be live streaming all these games. I don't know. It's going to be weird having Mac Jones in there. I know a lot of people are excited about it because they are anti-Trevor, but right now there's a lot of bad stuff going on with the Jaguars, and you know, we play the Minnesota Vikings and then the Detroit Lions, and then we have a very, very easy schedule. You got the Titans twice, you have the Raiders, you have the Jets, you have the Colts, just a bunch of teams with losing records at the end of the year. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Lots of bad teams in the NFL this year. The Jaguars had the number 2 overall pick if the season ended today. If the Jaguars had beat the Eagles, we'd have the number 10 overall pick. So, I don't know. It's a terrible, terrible season. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. So, we'll see what happens with Trevor Lawrence. We'll see if he benches himself, if he decides to opt for the surgery, or then, you know, really, we're in off-season mode. All eyes set on... We're in off-season mode with games every Sunday is essentially what we're doing now. So, all right, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Please leave a like on your way out. Go Jags.